In the heart of the wilderness, a wolf pack thrives, embodying a culture of unity, teamwork, and resilience. Wolves, like successful teams, understand the importance of clear communication and shared goals. Each member plays a unique role, contributing to the pack's strength. Just as wolves collaborate to hunt, a successful team collaborates to achieve its objectives. They move in sync, leveraging each other's strengths, and communicate to reinforce bonds within the pack. A team also finds strength in a shared vision, a common goal that resonates with every member. When wolves take turns leading the pack, a team must recognize the value of balance, promoting a healthy work-life dynamic. They demonstrate unparalleled loyalty and support when one of their own faces a challenge. A motivated team rallies together in times of adversity, providing unwavering support and encouragement. In the dance of nature, the wolf pack symbolizes the essence of teamwork. Just like these magnificent creatures, a united team can conquer any challenge, creating a culture that echoes the strength, resilience, and harmony of a wolf pack. When one eats, we all eat.
When one eat, we all eat. I love that video. What's up? Who we got in the room? Y'all come on in, come on in, come on in. I'm about to take me a shot of health. Come on in. I'm liking, I'm sharing. Y'all make sure y'all share this live. Share, share, share. Let me see that y'all in here. I can't see y'all comments. I need to see that y'all in here. Cheers. It's a celebration. So I want to share with y'all tonight my why. And before I can tell y'all my why, I have to go all the way back to the beginning. I can't tell you that I want to be the first millionaire in my family, because that is not true. I wouldn't be the first millionaire in my family. Most people's stories are from rags to riches, but I have to be honest. My story is from riches to rags. My family was very fortunate and my childhood was very good. But then something happened. My family, almost my entire family, was indicted and sent to prison, and because of embezzlement. And so it changed the dynamic of my life, and I found myself running the streets and doing things that I shouldn't have been doing. And I got pregnant at a very young age. I had my first baby when I was 14, my second baby by the time I was 16. And I thank God for my husband, who came in and took 2 children under his wings that was not his, and we were married by 21. And my husband, he became a fireman, and I became a stay-at-home mom. Although I went to school and finished school and did what I was supposed to do, and I worked part-time because I just had to take care of my household and the kids and things of that nature. But I was always a hustler. And the streets, they built my hustle muscle. And so I found myself by late 20s, early 30s, I had a boutique, a children's store. And in the back of my boutique, I did nails, because I told y'all I was always a hustler. And so I was doing nails, and this lady came in one time and she pulled this little thing out of her purse, and she was like, I want you to try this on, because you always talking about your muffin top, right? And so she pulled this little garment out of her purse, and she was like, this is a body magic. And I was like, girl, I'm small, but there is no way I'm going to fit into that. And so she convinced me to put it on, and she had me up against the wall, and she was snapping me in that thing, and I put my jeans back on, and I was like, whoa, I ain't seen this body in a long time. I was like, bam, it had lifted up my little booty. Shout out to the little booties, all right? And I was like, I was feeling so good. And so she was sitting in my shop, and everybody, all the other ladies in the shop was like, oh, I want one. Still wasn't convinced. I was like, I'm not doing that. So my shop was across the street from this boutique called Fashion Cafe. And it was owned by this woman named Michelle MacArthur. And Michelle used to always try to get me to come to these meetings with her and Fatima. And I was just like, I am not doing that pyramid stuff. Like I'm not interested in that. And so some time passed, and my cousin Stephanie, she was like, I'm going to this event tonight. She never said meeting or anything like that. She was like, I'm going to this event, and it's gonna be this guy there. He from Detroit, and he made all this money in like a month. Like he made thousands of dollars. And you gotta come. You gotta come to this event. And so when we got there, it was like on 8 Mile and Livernois. It was a little small hall, and it was packed. Like it was so many people in there. And I was like, girl, I heard about this. I tried one of these things. I bought one of these. And I was like, but I'm not interested in doing no network marketing. And it was Mr. Lloyd. It was Mr. Lloyd, and it was some other people that you guys may know about. And I was just like intrigued by his story, his presentation, his swag, his beautiful wife, and her little mink coat on. Like, I was like, I like them. And so I followed them ever since that day. I got into business that night, and I never tapped into the compensation plan. So I can't say I got $1 million story, but I was putting my hustle muscle in, okay? And we were putting people in these garments, and I was doing parties. I was making like $1,000, $1,200, $600. So I was making pocket money, and I got my dad involved. And my dad, he was really feeling Mr. Lloyd, because my dad, he wear them double-breasted suits and stuff. So he was like all into the swag thing. He even had the little t-shirt and everything, right? And so that kind of fizzled away. And Michelle was trying to get me to come over to do some coffee thing. And I was just like, no, I'm not doing this no more. I'm not good at this. I'm not doing this. And so later on, it was like a trend in the city where the girls and the dancers and the hairstylists and anybody that was somebody who's who was doing this detox tea. And so I was like, okay, let me see what they're working with over there. And the same thing. I put the hustle in my muscle. And I had the hustle muscle. So I was selling tea out my purse, as they say. I was doing real estate, and I was selling tea out my purse. And I would be making my little gas money or getting the kids' uniform or putting extra food in the house. And, it was kind of sweet. And I stayed with that company for a long time, probably like 4 or 5 years. And I, followed and was mentored by Mr. Lloyd and Miss Shantae from afar, because I was in every meeting, or I went to all the events, and I was just kind of in the background, just watching, paying attention, watching everybody else story, watching everybody else grow, and really right before my eyes. So nobody had to tell me about Mr. and Mrs. Lloyd. I didn't need nobody to tell me, because it's 3 type of people in the world. Like Mr. Lloyd says, it's psychological. It's 3 type of people. It's people that's gonna make it happen. I was to watch it. It was people that's gonna watch it happen. And then there's people that just don't know what the heck going on. They just lost in the sauce, right? And I was a watcher. And I watched them, and I watched everybody else's story. But my spirit wouldn't let them go. So it was like, whatever they was doing, I wanted to be a part of it. Even if I wasn't the millionaire success story, even if I wasn't this huge leader or what have you, I was spiritually led to follow them. And so I will be welcome you guys on, but I can't see y'all comments or whatever, but welcome. I want to welcome everybody. I'm sorry. Welcome to the call tonight. And so I didn't leave that other company right away, but I watched the Lock Your Spot, and I continued to watch them. And so I wasn't really happy where I was, but I'm not a jump ship person, and I was just kind of loyal where I was, if you understand. So I wasn't really ready to bust that move. But then something happened. We were in the middle of a pandemic, and I couldn't open no doors. I couldn't sell no real estate. The state had shut down. Realtors could not touch a doorknob, or it was a $10,000 fine. And so I don't know how I started to connect with Shantae, but we started to connect on, I'm sorry, let me move my phone off the camera. We started to connect on Instagram, and she had purchased some of my candles. And I was so excited. Okay, let me tell y'all the truth. Those that's watching, like regular people that's been following the Lloyds and know y'all love the Lloyds, and y'all just like, right? I was like, my candle is in the Lloyd's house somewhere, right? So I was like, that to me just showed her as a human, as a woman, as a supportive woman, right? And so I think like a couple of days after that, I was watching a Facebook, and during this time, it was like the George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, the whole Black Lives Matter movement. I hope I got y'all permission to be honest. I just really want to be honest tonight, and I really want to take my time. And I was watching, oh, hey, Bishop Banks. I was watching Mr. Lloyd on this night. Hey, Tequila. And he was, really talking about the Black Lives Matter. And my spirit was really bothering me because I was in this other company, and, I wasn't really happy with the CEO and the leadership over there because they weren't really feeling the Black Lives Matter thing. What up, dog, Jennifer? And y'all, for real, like I was like over it. But I was loyal. You ever been in a situation like where you loyal and you got people and you don't want to look like you jumping ship type of thing? That's kind of like the situation I was in. But I loved the leadership that Shantae and Kenny had for years prior to this. Like it was like 9 or 10 years before we even got here that I had been following them. And y'all, I just called Shantae. She was like, call me. And I called her and I kind of told her, and she had nothing negative to say about these people. The conversation was so like, I was like, she a boss. Like I was like, dang, like she's a whole boss. Like I got to do better. Like, sis, don't be gossiping. Don't be trying to put other people down. Don't be, if it don't work out, it don't work out. And don't be loyal to people who ain't loyal to you, was pretty much the conversation, right? So I was like, all right, I'm joining. Because I need that Black Lives Matter t-shirt that Mr. Lloyd was talking about yesterday. And I ordered the t-shirt and got my package and whatever. And Shantae was like, I'm going to call you in a couple of days, make sure you got your package and, make sure you up under the right leadership and you're going to be good. I was like, okay. And she really called me in a couple of days. Like, you get your package and all this. And I was like, and Shantae, I don't know if you remember this. I was like, my son it was riots in the city. The George Floyd thing had, I don't know what happened, but I remember it was a really hot day here in Detroit, and they was rioting, and the police was everywhere, and it was not a good thing. And I was like, my son just got hit and flew 30 feet in the air in a motorcycle. I don't know what hospital he at. I don't know what's going on. No police or whatever is responding. Strangers. And she was just like, the millionaire Shantae, the leader Shantae, all of that went out the window. She became a sister, a friend, a prayer warrior. We bonded because she was very concerned about my son. So all these stories that I watched, y'all feel me? All these stories that I watched and all these things that I saw that they did, I was now standing in that story. It wasn't no, did you get your products today? It was like, forget them products. Is he okay? Like, what is going on? And so she constantly called to check on me and Maurice. And finally, I opened up my box. And she was like, after some time had passed, she was like, get him some of that Valet 30 and that CBD coffee because it may help him because he was on all type of narcotics. They told him he wasn't gonna be able to walk again. He had all of these like rods in his legs. Both of his legs was broken. it was a mess. I couldn't go inside the hospital because we was in the middle of a pandemic, so they wouldn't let nobody in the hospital. I would sit out in my car for hours outside the hospital just making sure he was okay, and I would be talking to Shantae. And after some time passed, he was taking the products. And I'm going to have to be honest with y'all. I wasn't really taking the products. And I was going through my own thing. Like, I would cry in the shower at night. I would cut my music on, and I was suffering in silence with my own health issues that I wasn't even telling nobody about. And I just, my hair was thinning, my hair was falling out. And so I told my hairstylist, she didn't know. She thought I was probably having alopecia. I didn't even never tell her either. Sorry, Millie, if you're watching. But I told her, cut it all off. I want to go bald. I just want a short look, because I felt like, I'll just tell people, I'm getting older. I'm turning 40. So when you get older, you cut all your hair off, right? That was my story. And I would be crying because I'll be in the shower and my hair will be just coming out in clumps and clumps and clumps. But all this time, I done put myself and my health to the side because I'm trying to make sure my baby okay. And so, although he was 28, right? But I want to make sure he was good. So he started getting better. And I ain't making no medical claims here. None at all. I'm just sharing my personal story of what's going on. No medical claims. And so my baby was getting better, and the womb nurse was coming to the house, and she was like, what are you doing for him? And I showed her the stuff or whatever. And she was like, he needs to make an appointment because for some reason, the rods that's supposed to keep his legs together is resistant. So they're like coming out. So he need to go to the hospital. And so when we got to the hospital, the surgeon was like, he's healing faster than I thought. I got to remove the rods because his bones is fusing together, and I don't want him to fuse with the rods in there because he's healing, right? Do I need to take another shot? No. So he healing. So I'm like, oh, okay. So needless to say, they told him he wasn't going to walk again. He wasn't going to be able to do. Maurice is fine. 4 years later, he's walking, he's jumping, he's playing basketball. He has a normal life, right? Fast forward, my stomach is swelling up. My menstruals is like, I'm cramping, like I'm having contractions, like I'm about to have a baby. My hair is falling out. My skin is horrible. You wouldn't catch me nowhere without no makeup on. I got patches of all of my psoriasis. My nails is brittle. I'm feeling sick. Sex is painful. I'm just keeping it real. Can I be honest with y'all? And I'm going through all of this stuff. And so finally, my husband, like, you need to go to the doctor. Now, I'm somebody I hate. Like, I don't want to go to the doctor. I'm too young. I feel like old people need to go to the doctor. I don't know. I have all these things. I've seen so many people in my family get sick and die and get limbs cut off and all this type of stuff. And so I'm like, okay, I got to make a doctor's appointment because something is going on. And I knew I had fibroids from years prior. Most African-American women do. No medical claim, but they do. And so I knew I had that, but I didn't think that it had never really affected me. So my doctor was like, I'm fine. They were like the size of a pea. She told me the first time I found out that I had them. Well, earlier that year, I had got sick with that thing that was going around. I'm not going to say what it is, but y'all know what it is. And so that, I don't know, it left some type of effects or something on my body. And so I went to the doctor and she was like, Krishawn, how did you get here today? And I was like, I drove. And she was like, I am surprised that you are not laid out somewhere. Because after I got your blood work back, your blood count is so low that I want to send you across the street to the hospital to get a blood transfusion. I'm like, whoa, that thing out here, I don't want nobody else's blood in my body. Okay. So what else can I do? And so she was like, look, you got low potassium, low iron, low magnesium, and you super low on your vitamin D. She was like, I gotta give you a iron infusion today, just to get you up a little bit so you can get back home. If you don't want to get the transfusion, she was like, but you're gonna eventually have to get it. So she came in there with a whole stack of stuff of iron, magnesium, potassium, and then something clicked in my head. I said, iron, magnesium, potassium, zinc, vitamin D3. I was like, listen, I have something. Because see, remember, I'm a hustler and very good at negotiating, okay? So I'm like, I have something with all of that in there. Would you let me try it before I take these prescriptions in? Because I don't want to be on no pills and no medication. I promise I would take it every day, whatever, I don't want to get on no medication. So she was like, let me go research it. She was gone. You know how they leave you in the room? So I'm in the room. I'm scared because I'm like, did she find something else? What did it say in my lab? Why is she taking so long to come back? What is going on with me? So she came back. Excuse me, I need some tissue. So she came back and she was like, okay, for 30 days, we're going to see if this works. You can take that Valet 30. I make no medical claims. Do not stop taking your medication. Please speak with your doctor before you make any decisions, all right? My doctor okayed it. It worked for me. She said, I'm going to let you try this for 30 days, but I found something else on your website that I need you to take also once a day for 30 days. And that was Flair because it has vitamin D3 in there. I said, okay, done deal. I got it, right? I took it for 30 days. Not only did I feel better, I'm talking about there was some days these fibroids was taking over my body. I couldn't get out the bed. I was going through depression and I didn't even know I was depressed. You feel me? I didn't want nobody to know I was sick. So I was very good with putting my clothes on, very good with doing my makeup and going throughout my day without people even knowing I was depressed. Nobody knew my hair was falling out. Nobody knew my skin was bad. And nobody knew my nails was bad because I wore fake nails. I was just fake. And I started taking this stuff, this Valet 30 myself. Not only was my son taking it, and he knew it was helping him, but I had to get more because I needed to take it. And so I started taking these products. I started feeling good. My body started feeling good. My skin started clearing up. And my hair grew from 1 inch to it's almost 4 years. I just got 6 inches of my hair cut off. Okay, so it had grew all the way down to my waist. It grew like 36 inches in 4 years. Y'all be buying 36 inches. I grew it. So so after all of that, right, I was going through all of that. So when you ask me my why go all the way back to 2008. Like, I mean, if Mr. Lloyd was like, come on, we about to do this, I mean, you move, I move, just like that situation, okay? So it was no question to, oh, let me think about it. Oh, I need to go pray about it. No, what you say, Mr. Lloyd? Okay, that's what I'm doing, all right? And then I knew the products worked. The products work, right? So my why is that JP Mortgage didn't question when Chase wanted to merge because they was in a situation and they needed to better themselves. And now they're the fastest growing financial institution in the world. Disney didn't question Pixar when they wanted to merge. Now we getting Black Disney movies like The Little Mermaid. Let me tell y'all something. In 1989, Exxon merged with Mobil. They were both failing. But today, they are a $73.7 billion company. When they both was broke, they both was going into bankruptcy. Next year, 2025, Tesla is merging with Ford because Ford is amazing at making engines in cars, but Ford knows nothing about electrical vehicles. So they merged. All I'm saying is that this was a power move. The product's work is my why. My children is my why. And no income claims, because I have no $1 million documented income with any company that I've ever been in, but I've always been a hustler. And I sold enough of these off my hair grow that I am now sitting in my 3,000 square foot home because I was able to get the down payment from my house. All right. No income claims. I went from a 800 square foot home, right? I needed to do something better for myself because I knew that I was depressed. I couldn't see it. I was sick. I was dying slowly. I was suffering in silence. I wasn't telling people what was really truly going on for me. So when I say this Ballet 30 changed my life, y'all, it changed my life because I can be on medication still sitting in that house in the hood somewhere. But this gave me so much clarity, mental clarity. It allowed me to get out to show more houses. It allowed me to work on my other businesses. It allowed me to share my testimony with people so that they can get the Ballet 30. The girls that was going through depression, the girls that was suffering in silence, the girls that couldn't get no energy, the girls that was having horrible periods, the girls that was having painful intercourse. That's why. That's my why. So when I say power moves, I just want to say, Mr. and Mrs. Lloyd, thank you for your yes. Thank you. Thank you for creating Tava. Thank you for merging with GOVVI and not giving up with us, giving up on us. So up next is Carla Wiley. I just wanted to come tell my truth. I've never told it before. You guys just watched me document on social media, but you never knew why. And that is my why. So y'all check out Carla Wiley up next. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all on the top because now I'm really about to tap into this compensation plan because I'm really tired of the hustle. All right. Y'all have an amazing day, night. Get your products. Peace.